Flashback TV, a look back at some of the best TV shows from the past 1,000 years.
That description is not scientifically accurate.
Flashback TV is provided to the Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
You say so.
Keep watching. There's more classic TV coming your way.
Oh, goody, goody.
And don't forget to visit our website for more information on these great shows.
Thanks a bunch.
Flashback TV. Some things are worth repeating. AFRTS, you're watching Spectrum Flashback TV. It's classic television.
Your unit is like a chain. Its strength is determined by each link. And it's your responsibility to keep every link as strong as the next. Sexual harassment always weakens a unit, never strengthens it. Keep your unit free of sexual harassment and keep your unit strong.
What's it like to be 7 and hear your doctor say cancer? From the darkness comes something beautiful, a wish come true. What's it like to help? Just call us at Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Less crime is no accident. Programs are keeping kids away from crime. It takes you and programs that work. Call now and help take a bite out of crime.
Here's the answer to our Mr. Bean flashback trivia question. Mr. Bean had a girlfriend. Yes, he did. Her name was Irma Gobb, and there was a woman willing to tolerate Mr. Bean. Now, let's get back to Flashback TV right here on Spectrum.
It was the summer of 1874. The farmland of Middle America lay golden in the warm sun. Suddenly, a dark cloud appeared on the horizon, and with no warning, an incredible swarm of millions of locusts descended. Like a scene from a science fiction movie, they destroyed not only the crops, but the homes of the farmers. They ate curtains and clothing, as well as the food supply. And when they finally moved on, they left behind nothing but devastation. What they hadn't eaten, they had polluted beyond use. Farmers lost everything. Many gave up and went back east. Others banded together to fight this biblical plague. But nothing stopped the swarms, and for 4 summers, they wreaked havoc on the helpless farmers. Then, as suddenly as they'd appeared, they were gone. By 1902, the entire species was mysteriously extinct. And to this day, no one has ever been able to figure out just why.
People around the world count on lots of things, and you can count on Space A Travel to fly you around the world for almost nothing. But you can't count on always getting the flight you want at the time you want. So when you take off Space A, take enough of the green stuff, just in case you need to take a commercial flight back.
These sure bring back a lot of memories. In high school, it seemed like we were more worried about who won the football games than what we were going to do with the rest of our lives. In college, I never thought I could afford it. Until now. Thanks to the Montgomery GI Bill, I'm taking college courses, and I'm doing it while I'm still in the service. You don't have to wait to leave the military to use it. The Montgomery GI Bill. It helps you continue your education now.
Now, here's a flashback trivia question about The Simpsons. This animated series began life as shorts on what TV show? The answer coming up.
Like human missiles falling to Earth at speeds over 100 miles per hour. These are the Army's Golden Knights. Created in 1959 as a 21-man free-fall parachute team, today the Golden Knights number over 80 men and women from varied occupational specialties in the Army.
You're unbelievable.
The Army Golden Knights, the Navy Blue Angels, and the Air Force Thunderbirds. taken it to the limit.
You're unbelievable.
Our Simpsons flashback trivia answer? The Simpsons began as a series of 30-second pieces on The Tracy Ullman Show. The Simpsons premiered on the Fox network as a half-hour comedy on January 14th, 1990. Now, more Flashback TV on Spectrum.
Euroguide, things to do and see in Europe. Ring in the millennium in style. With dining, dancing, and tuxedos, the Kaiser Ball in Vienna promises to be one of the classiest parties in Europe. The M People host their own celebration in Manchester, England, with a concert and other special events. If you don't know who they are, you might want to head to London to catch the performance of the Nutcracker at the Royal Opera House. And if none of this suits you, there's always the New Year's Eve Medieval Night Banquet in Clare, Ireland.
U.S. Army Europe has spent the past 2 years preparing military communities for the Y2K event. Although there is no 100% guarantee, military communities can expect minimal disruption. But if there is a problem, USEER and every ASG will have 24-hour response team centers set up from December 31st through January 7th. If you have questions, call USEER's Y2K hotline at DSN 1999 or visit the USEER Y2K website.
In the country.
Yes, sir. May I help you? Yes, you may. Need some help understanding the power of the truth.
Field event she ever entered. In the 1932
well, first you must understand the difference between general power of attorney and special power of attorney. When you give a general power of attorney to another person, you give virtually unlimited authority for this person to act in your name on virtually all matters. Therefore, a general power of attorney should be given very judiciously and always include the termination date judiciously. A special power of attorney should be given for a specific purpose and for a specific period of time. I almost always recommend a special power of attorney to my clients and advise that it be granted for the shortest time possible. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Excuse me, I need some advice on tax-deferred annuities.
You're watching The Simpsons on Spectrum Flashback TV.
If you could take all the top-rated television and radio shows, plus award-winning and blockbuster hit movies, mix them together with up-to-the-minute news from home and around the world, and cap it off with all your favorite sports coverage and popular music from just about every category. And if you could choose from all the television and radio networks, syndicators, cable channels, and local stations to do it, you'd have the best that American television and radio have to offer. In other words, you'd have AFRTS.
Clothes say a lot about a person. For example, it wouldn't be appropriate to wear your Class A uniform to work in the motor pool. And it wouldn't be appropriate to wear your BDUs to a formal function. By the same token, clothes that are perfectly appropriate in America might be unacceptable in your host country. After all, the bottom line on how people view America can often come right from the shirt off your back.
Birthday. I'm the mayor. It's a birthday.
Exercised lately?
This is Spectrum Flashback TV, classic television. Some things are worth repeating.
When you're at home cooking, it's easy to get distracted.
Mommy, you think come here.
Hi, Mrs. Terry. I'm ready to click for the paper.
At the same time, your food is cooking away. Did you know that 35 unattended cooking fires were reported in U.S. Army Europe this year? Or those 35 unattended cooking fires caused over $150,000 in damage? So when you're at home cooking, don't lose focus.
For most teenage mothers, a dream wedding is just a dream, because the vast majority of teenage mothers don't marry the father. Think about it.
As a guest in your host country, learning the culture, past and present, will leave a favorable image of Americans and help build friendships that could last a lifetime. It's never easy adjusting to a way of life and culture that's different from your own. Having a willingness to learn and lots of patience can help. By taking the time to learn some of the cultures and traditions of your host country, you'll find a whole new world opening up to you.
So, sis, you said you wanted to ask me something.
Yeah.
So?
Well, I read this article about breast cancer the other day, and do you give yourself breast exams every month?
Yeah, don't you?
Well, not every month. I'm not really sure what to do exactly.
Well, regardless of age, a monthly breast self-examination is one of the most important things a woman can do. For more information, contact your healthcare provider.
7 years old, and we were all over at Aunt Margaret's for dinner. I remember the day because I spilled my milk, which doesn't seem like a big deal now. But back then, it felt like the end of the world.
Oops.
Oh, that's okay, sweetie. It's just an accident, huh? They said, oops. I made a mess, and my parents said, oops. They really considered my feelings. I'll always remember that.
You're watching Doogie Howser, MD, on Spectrum Flashback TV. Flashback trivia for Doogie Howser, MD. During which of Doogie's 4 seasons did the show get its highest ratings? The answer coming up.
I love coffee, I love...
Americans sure do enjoy a cup of coffee, but it hasn't always been that way. Back in colonial times, Americans liked to drink tea. Then, in 1773, the British placed a tax on tea. The colonists protested being taxed when the American colonies weren't represented in Parliament. When British ships carrying tea arrived in Boston, patriots disguised themselves as Indians and dumped the cargo overboard. The famous Boston Tea Party. Many Americans began to drink coffee for economic and political reasons because tea was both a luxury item and a symbol of British domination. A new kind of establishment called a coffee house was born, and patriots began meeting in coffee houses to plan the rebellion. Today, Americans are still drinking coffee, about 4 million cups a day.
Every living thing on Earth depends upon water for survival. But will enough water exist to sustain life for future generations? This precious resource is dwindling as we use more and more water every day. You can help turn that around. Next time you shower, brush your teeth, or water your lawn, conserve what you can. It's more than just a drop in a bucket. It's our children's future.
With the help of the college fund, I went to college. It prepared me for graduate school and other challenges, like being married to this guy.
Help young people reach their potential. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Please support the college fund. What do you mean, challenge?
Here's the answer to our Doogie Howser, MD flashback trivia question. During its second season, which ran from 1990 to 1991, Doogie received a 14.8 rating. This was the highest rating during the show's 4 seasons. Now, more great Flashback TV. From AFRTS, you're watching Spectrum Flashback TV. It's classic television.